Hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and today I'm going to do a tutorial for this flower granny square and show you how I attached the granny squares together, plus did this little border and added a petal stitch, kind of made it look like petals of the flower around the border of the blanket. So I'm using Bernat Softy Cotton in Sandstone, and this is a color called Blush. Currently, right now, for a brief amount of time, it will be a curated box for sale on yarnspirations.com with this color Blush. This is coming out of the archives so that we could design with this color. So there's only a limited amount of boxes for sale with this color. I'm hoping though that maybe they will get it back in production. So anyway, of course, if you're just seeing this on YouTube, all the links for you will be in the description box of how to purchase this box of yarn. Okay, so yes, this is a pattern from Yarnspirations. I've done a video tutorial of this square, but I'm going to go ahead and redo another one just for this tutorial to include the border. And I did do just something slightly different on the join than the other pattern. I did it for a shrug. So if this looks familiar to you. Anyway, okay, well, let's get started. I am using a G 4mm hook, and we're going to start with the sandstone color and start with 4 chains, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first chain to make a circle. Now chain 3, this counts as our first double crochet, and now we will make 9 more double crochets into the center of that circle we just made. Whoops, get that going. All right, after you have 9 double crochets, then join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, which acted as our first double crochet, so there will be a total of 10. So there's your slip stitch, and we go ahead and clip, tie off. That's our center. Now with the blush color, pull up a loop in any of the double crochets, and chain 3. And in that same double crochet that you pulled up a loop, work 1 more double crochet. So that first chain 3 counted as a double crochet. Now work 2 double crochets into the top of each double crochet around. including the chain 3 of the first of the round, you should have 20 double crochets all together, or you've made 19 double crochets plus the chain 3 to be the first one. Join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. And in the next double crochet, you will work a double crochet and then a treble crochet. So yarn over twice and insert your hook into the top of that same double crochet. We're starting to make a little petal here. So there's 2 stitches in the top of that double crochet, a double and a treble. Now in the next stitch, we're going to work 3 treble crochets. So make sure you yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3 times. Let's repeat that. And let's make one more. Now in the next stitch, we're going to make a treble crochet. And then a double crochet. And that's our first petal. Now follow that in the next stitch with a slip stitch. So let's do that combo again. It's a double and a treble in the first, into that next double crochet. And then it's 3 treble crochets into the next stitch. And in the next stitch, we're going to do a treble and then a double. And then end with a slip stitch. Okay, repeat that around 3 more times. We'll have a total of 5 petals. Now make sure you slip stitch to the first stitch of the round there and tie off. So now we'll work on adding they call this color cotton, actually, in Bernat Softy Cotton. And so let's get the 2 rounds of the cream color. So again, you will just pull up a loop into the center of the 3 treble crochets. We're going to pull up a loop in the center one. Give yourself a longish tail, chain 1, and then single crochet into the very same stitch. Now work half double crochet into the next, double crochet into the next stitch, and double crochet again into the next stitch. We're just working 1 stitch per 1 stitch on this round. Now treble crochet down here in the top of that slip stitch. Double crochet into the next one, double crochet into the next one, and then half double crochet and single crochet, and we're back to the top of that petal. So we're just basically filling in around. So it goes half, double, double, treble, double, double, half, single. So repeat that around. The last stitch of that round should be a half double crochet, because if you'll remember, we started with a single crochet in that very first petal stitch. So that's our first round. And now let's work on creating some corners. So you'll slip stitch to the top of that single crochet. You'll chain one and work single crochet again right into the same stitch. Now work half double crochet into the next one and one double crochet into the next one, and then work two double crochets into the next stitch. And now into this next stitch will be our first corner, and it's a treble, chain one, and treble. Now let's work backwards what we just did. So two double crochets into one stitch, one double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next, and now single crochet into each of the next three stitches. So we'll get 3 single crochets here. Now let's work on the second corner. Same idea. Start with a half double crochet, one double crochet, two double crochets into the next stitch, and into the next stitch we're going to work treble crochet, chain one, treble crochet. Now let's work ourselves out backwards. 2 double crochets into the same stitch, 1 double crochet, half double crochet, and then 3 single crochets. 1 into each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, now you can see the corners that are forming. You're going to work this around 2 more times, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. Now the last 2 stitches of this round are going to be 2 single crochets, since we started the round with 1 single crochet. So it looks like you're gonna just skip over those 2 V stitches. Here's the top of the first single crochet that we made, and that's where you'll join. And now tie off. Now I will weave in the ends, and then I'll show you how I joined the little squares for the blanket, and then also show you the border. So here is how we are going to join the squares. It's called a zigzag join, but I did something a little bit extra in that I did a zigzag plus chain 1 join. So you'll see it's slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1 on either side. But let me demonstrate that. But just so you know, this is what it looks like. and on the other side, pretty much blends into it. So just like a nice little flat look. So you're going to definitely want to make sure your squares are facing the right sides forward. And then maybe you can tell that this is the back side. It kind of has more of like a, I don't know what you describe that as, loopy look, whereas this you can definitely see the stitches. This is the right side. It's the side that was facing you when you made the square. Okay, so just go ahead and make a chain 1. And in one of the squares, you're going to come down here and find that chain 1 space in between the treble crochets for the, when we made the corner, and you're going to slip stitch to that corner. Now you're going to chain 1 and then find the other corner and slip stitch there and chain 1. So now the trick is to just keep your working yarn down the middle of these squares and enter from the top side to the next stitch to do your slip stitch. So pull that through, do the slip stitch, and then chain 1, and then come across to the coordinating stitch and chain 1. Now, if you don't like the look of the chain 1, definitely you do not have to do it. It just seemed to be a little bit easier for me, and I liked the look of it. So this is one thing I did do differently. The other squares, when I joined them together, I just slip stitched. I omitted the chain 1, but I still did a zigzag slip stitch. Okay, so it is just slightly awkward on that opposite side over there to join them. But this is the technique I used, and I for the blanket I made, I did do 6 squares by 5 squares, and just, you know, started joining them. So this is what it looks like when you get them all together. And then I just made sure I slip stitched to each of those chain 1 spaces of the other corners before I tied off. But like I was saying, you'll have a whole row to do, and then you'll do them across. So you'll clip those ends and weave those ends in, and then you'll be ready to start your border. So let me review with you what I did for the border after I got all of these joined together. Is that first we are going to work a round of single crochet, and then a round of double crochet, and then I worked 4 rounds of single crochet, and then I worked a round of the petal, like it's a shell basically, but I mimicked and took all of these stitches from this petal and just made little petals around the edge. I thought that looked so cute. And then after that, I went back around and did another round of single crochet around the petals, just to kind of give it that cute little ruffly look like that. So, okay, let's get started on the border. So I'm just going to pull up a loop in a corner. Again, the corner chain 1 space, and I will make a chain and then single crochet right into that chain 1 space. And then all you're going to do is work 1 single crochet per the top of each stitch. And when we get to the next corner, the corner stitch will be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. But for right now, let's just work on getting 1 single crochet into each stitch. Oh, I need to hop back on here and say when I got to the joined portions, I went ahead and just worked 2 single crochets across the joined portion, and then 1 in the corner there, and then started working 1 per stitch. Just want to really keep it nice and even. Here's my first corner chain 1 space area, so I will work a single crochet, chain 2, and work another single crochet. That's all around that chain 1 space. And then I begin working into each stitch again. All right, so that is how we do the corners. So, of course, you'll be working around your big blanket, but I will meet you back over here to join. Let's join this round by making 1 more single crochet and then chaining 2 as we are counting that first single crochet of the round as our first part of the corner. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So we will join with a slip stitch, chain 1, actually chain 2, and now on this round we will work double crochet into the top of each stitch, and when we get to the corners around the chain 2 spaces, we will work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Here's the corner, the 2 chain spaces, so it kind of looks like your last double crochet is before you get to the stitch. Just so you know, then these are the 2 chains. So double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet all around that chain 2 space. That will be our corner. And then start working right away into the next stitch. So when you're working all in the same direction in the front of the stitches, we haven't turned, it's the little V's are kind of before the stitch. If that helps you at all. All right. Okay, finish out those corners with double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and I'll meet you at the when we join the round and keep going. Now on this round, when we finish the double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet around the chain 2s, that is the corner. And that first chain 2 that we worked, that was like the first stitch of the round. So go ahead, and I go ahead and slip stitch to the top of the next stitch right there, almost like the chain 2 doesn't count, and chain 1. And now doing the corners going forward will be a lot easier because we never join in the corner. It'll be that next stitch. Now is the 4 rounds of single crochet. So single crochet in the stitch that we just joined to, and treat the corners the exact same. Around the chain 2 space, you will work single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So I'll join you back when we join for this round, just to make sure you know how to do it. And then we work 4 rounds of single crochet. So here we go, finishing and joining into the top of the single crochet, chain 1, no turning. We're just going to always work the same round, same direction. And always begin with a single crochet into that stitch that you joined and work single crochet. Now, of course, it's up to you how many rounds of this round that you want to do. I did 4. You definitely could do more than that. So I'll finish that and then we will do the petal stitch around. I'm joining this round and I think I'll go ahead and just show you how to do the petal stitch on this other round, even though I don't have my 4 rounds of single crochet, but I think you get the gist. As you just keep going around, make that as wide as you want. So what we will, oh, whoops. So sorry, join with a slip stitch and chain 1. Now, what we are going to do is just mimic the petal stitch that we did around for the flower. So in the next stitch, make a double crochet, then a treble crochet, then make 3 treble crochets in the next stitch. And treble crochet into the next stitch with another double crochet. Now the only thing I did differently is slip stitch 2 times. So I slip stitch into the next stitch and the next stitch. And we've got our little petal here. So double crochet into the next one, and then treble, followed by 3 trebles, followed by a treble and a double into the next stitch. And then slip stitch 2 times. Looks like I've got a knot in the yarn. So anyway, you get, I'm gonna have to cut that out. But that happens in these skeins of yarn. So I'll have to back that up. Do that, but I think you get the gist of the petal stitch. So I finished that all the way around, and if you like the look of that and that was plenty for you, just do that. But I went, after I finished that entire round, I went ahead and then joined just as normal and then trimmed the top of each stitch with a single crochet. And in the middle of the 3rd one, I worked 2 single crochets, and then I just slip stitched twice down here. But that's completely optional and up to you. And if you like the look of just this, you can be done after you do that round. So anyway, just something fun to finish off this blanket. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have fun. Can't wait to see the colors that you make your blanket in. Oh, these are just so beautiful. And let's hope that your inspirations will continue and get this color back on the shelf, because I really love this. It's just such a great little peach color for a great little pop. So anyway, okay, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.